I gotta just take some time and give some praise to C.J. Stroud and what he did. I give you a couple of stats to put his performance into perspective for those out there who didn't get a chance to watch it. So C.J. Stroud broke the single game rookie passing yardage record, 470 yards. All right. He also, how about this? On first down alone, he had a perfect passer rating of 158.3 throwing the ball on first down. He was 16 of 19 for 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a perfect passer rating throwing the ball on first down. It was a hell of a performance for him. And if you go look at it, not only was he great there throwing the ball on first down, but he basically, if you go look at his overall pass rating, 147.8. He had more yards passing in that game than some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time have ever had in any single game in their career, including guys like John Elway, Brett Favre, Russell Wilson, Jim Kelly, Steve Young, Troy Aikman, Terry Bradshaw, Johnny U, Andrew Luck. I mean, you name it. Cam Newton. It was an extraordinary performance. And he also had a perfect pass rating, throwing the ball on first down, passing in the second half, and on the final game-winning drive. He had a perfect pass rating in all those situations. On the final game-winning drive, passing in the second half, and passing on first down.
It is. It is something to watch, man.
It's unbelievable.
And it takes you back to the loss at Carolina last week, which was like, that was weird. They didn't play well. But, they've beaten now Pittsburgh at home. Pittsburgh's a winning team and a very good defense. They've beaten Jacksonville on the road. This guy, it's not like he's put these numbers against nobody. This was a pretty good pass defense the Buccaneers bring to the table. But, he's got the poise and the leadership of a 10-year player. He's never rattled. Speaking of Lee Murphy, right, he'll learn his way as a young quarterback, but C.J. Stroud is completely in control. Even last week when they were struggling against Carolina, you never saw him panic. He got frustrated at times. But, the quick release, Rod, if you combine his quick release with his anticipation and ball placement, like he anticipates the route, but then he can put it right where he wants to. And then you saw yesterday, he's got a little of that dog in Ron. He's got a little of that dog that when Baker, give Baker Mayfield, the Lake Travis Cavalier, a lot of credit. He went down and put his team ahead, and he played a great game yesterday against Houston. And but I also have to add this to C.J. Stroud. He's doing this without a running game and without what you would call a legitimate all-pro receiver.
And the O-line has been a mass shooter all season long.
Yeah, and they lost another guy yesterday. It's just like it's a flawed team, yet he's covering up a lot of flaws with his ability to anticipate. I mean, the one thing he reminds me of more than anything is Drew Brees. When his early anticipation of a route, to where he's throwing the ball and the accuracy to go with it, to where the ball's coming out and the receiver's turning and it's where it needs to be.
You throw a guy open instead of throwing an open guy.
Yes, and you're seeing it before he even does, which tells you the understanding of the defense and what they're trying to do to you. He is a really, really talented player. The Texans obviously have their guy. The touchdown he threw on the wheel route in the back corner of the end zone to Tank Dell yesterday was just golly.
Yeah.
I mean, drop it in the bucket. I mean, you practice that route throwing, you're trying to drop it on the back corner pylon, right? That's essentially what you're trying to do when you're practicing from 40 yards out.
Over the head of the defender, right.
And you want it to land on the pylon in the back corner of the end zone. That's where it would have landed if Tank Dell hadn't caught the ball.
No.
This guy is pretty special.
And then he had 300-yard receivers because obviously he threw the ball so damn much. Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz, and Tank Dell. That Dalton Schultz pickup it's been money.
He's been a go-to guy.
It really has. He's been such a great.
He kind of worked with CJ. Like he can tell when CJ needs a play.
Yes.
He wiggles his way open and finds a spot.
Veteran savviness to his game. I mean, but like I said, the Cowboys have Jake Ferguson, who actually is playing really well too. So Cowboys fans, that wasn't a dig at you. I'm just talking about how he's playing really well for the Texans. The Tank Dell pickup looks even better now. Keep in mind, C.J. Stroud, there is audio. We played it actually earlier this year of C.J. Stroud essentially saying that he suggested to the Texans that they draft Tank Dell. They were working out together, and so you even got to give him credit because that's who he went to on that game when he drive. Tank Dell was his guy.
Yeah, he's the perfect slot. Nico Collins, a good player. John Mechie's supposed to come back at some point. The former second-round pick out of Alabama who battled cancer. But this is a guy you're gonna at some point. This is a San Francisco 49er-based offense that D'Amico Ryans has brought with Slowick, Bobby Slowick, the OC.
Yep.
They're gonna develop a run game. They just are, and that's what's really scary for the AFC is that when they get the run game going, which I think they will. Because like there's teams in the AFC like Kansas City and the Dolphins who really don't try to run very often, right?
Yeah.
They don't mind. Joe Burrow doesn't try to run the ball much. Houston's going to run. I mean, they're going to be built, I think, a lot more like the Niners than they are right now when they get the right personnel in place. But either way, it says Noah Brown better than Gallup. Yeah.
This season, yeah.
Yeah,
Gallup
dropped another one yesterday that was first down that was right in his hands.
Yeah, no doubt this season.
This says, guys, would you take Dak or C.J. Stroud? You would take C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud all day, every day. And Dak, by the way, Dak's playing well. And
that's not a knock on Dak. That's just
he displayed that big Dak energy yesterday. But right now, C.J. Stroud is playing. He is in the process of having potentially the greatest rookie season for a quarterback of all time.
Well,
you're going to be able to make that argument if he stays on this pace.
Yeah, and through 8 games, he's having the best first half of a rookie season of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, you not even close.
If he stays on this pace,
because he's playing like an all-pro. I mean, he's 14 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's 103 passer rating.
It just lets you know that, once again, I say this all the time, not only is quarterback evaluation inexact science, I've always said nobody really knows what the hell they're doing. They're like 3 or 4 guys all time, like Bill Walsh, but like Andy Reid. There are a few of them that know what they're doing when it comes to quarterback, but for the most part, nobody really knows. Because if you did, there wouldn't even been a conversation about C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young.
Yeah.
But none of us really know what we're doing. We're just throwing blank at the wall and seeing if it sticks. And that, I mean,
because you don't know how certain players are going to react in that moment, in that fighter pilot mindset.
Cognition test.
Yeah. I think he did okay.
Yeah, well,
cognition might be his strongest attribute right now.
So the cognition
ability to read a defense quickly and get the ball out of his hand.